Hey everyone, welcome to Wellness Wednesdays. I am Dominique, the owner of the Healing Tree, and as always, holistic care for the body and mind. And today, as most of you have guessed, today is about aromatherapy. And you're like, aromatherapy, yay. No, it is something that you really have to learn about, to know about. It is something, you don't have the people going around, oh, I smell great, it's wonderful. It's not that. The actual definition of aromatherapy is the art and science of using aromatic herbs and essential oils to harmonize, balance, and promote the health of the body, mind, and spirit. That is the actual use, or the definition, I should say. History teaches us that essential oils and herbs have been around for last documented was about 4,000, if not longer, years ago. The Chinese were one of the first ones to use it as a well-being purpose to promote their health and their well-being. And then the Egyptians took it a little bit farther. They were the first ones to have a very crude distillation process to extract the oils to make their perfumes that they've always used all over their bodies. And we know that throughout history because we see, all the tombs and everything that they come and they have all their little, bottles that have the perfumed oils. The Greeks took it a little bit farther and they actually wrote books on it and used it for medicinal use. Hippocrates was the father of modern medicine, as most of everybody know. He was one of the first ones to write about that. So a lot of our modern day knowledge that we have is thanks to him and the Greeks. During the Romans, they were kind of took it farther and wrote the most published popular books because the Romans went around the earth, as we all know, the history of that. And then the 13th century used it as pharmaceuticals. That's when your first very crude pharmaceuticals came into being, was during the 13th century. The 14th century, as we all know, the plague. And this is where it became extremely popular. Something that I've recently found out since I do Young Living oils is the actual true history behind, everybody knows, thieves oil. Thieves oil is basically a concoction that was made by people who took care of the bodies and the ones who actually stole from the bodies during the plague, the Black Plague. During that time, they concocted a combination of different oils that they would rub all over them to keep from getting the plague, from them dying as well. And it worked so well that they were taken aside and say, I will disband, your crime if you tell me how you did not get the plague. So I thought that was an interesting bit of information. Going into the 15th, 16th, and 17th century, the use of essential oils was kind of backed away for medicinal purposes because of the fact of you have a lot going on in history at that time. You have people believed it was witchcraft. You don't use that. You need to use modern medicine and so on and so on. So they backed away because more modern pharmaceuticals became into play. In the 20th century was kind of rediscovered as medicinal use because they found how well it does work. Now, essential oils did not just completely fall away or vanish. It was actually moved over into perfumes. So a lot of people distilled it into the perfumes, hence the reason why we all know about lavender perfume, rose water, the women that wore, and stuff like that. So it went to that side of use instead of actual medicinal purposes. It and like I said, in the 20th century it was rediscovered, and in the 21st century, coming into what we are now, it has had a huge boom to the essential oil industry. And as I stated before, I sell for Young Living oils, and the reason why I chose those is because they're the research that I did, in my opinion, and there's lots of opinions out there, they're one of the top therapeutic grade. And for my business and what I'm about to tell you what's going on and everything, I think I would want to use something that is top of the line, research, documented, the whole 9 yards. And hence the reason why a lot of people are doing that now for medicinal purposes, because it's not just to make you smell good. And as you can see, I have a diffuser in my room. It's not to make the room smell good. I have purification oil. It is actually to cleanse and purify the area. in my studio. So if I want to sit there and have a clean, welcoming environment that's going to put someone at ease, and they understand that the fact that I take care of my room, that you're not going to have some type of reaction, that's what I'm doing in the room, cleansing the air. Now, there are a lot of essential oils that you can use topically, aromatically, and actually you can ingest them. Always, always, always know what you're allergic to. Always do a patch test. Not every single essential oil is able to go on your skin. Not every single essential oil can actually be ingested. That is something that you need to be smart about and do your research. It is something that I've done my research. I know what I can and can't do. You need to do that as well. I am not telling you that you can. You need to do that. I am not a doctor. I am an aromatherapist. It is something that I know what can and can't go on the skin, hence the reason why I use in my business. And I have a sheet that I will ask you a ton of questions, because that is my safety protocol, because I need to know what I can do for you and what I can't do for you. So with that being said, let's go into how do you use them and where do you use them. You can use them at any time, anywhere. You can use them in your health. I use them in my business. You can use them at home. I clean at home. I've stated that several times in a lot of videos that I have. I clean at home with them. I also use them on myself now as well, because I have made several like little first aid creams that I absolutely believe in. I make my own sugar scrubs. I make my own lotions, my own soaps. So it's something that I've gone farther and farther into, because I want to be more holistic as possible. So let's go into how to use them in your daily life. You can use them at home. Like I said, you can use them on your children. You can use them in your office. A good place is if you're in a work environment that's extremely stressful. They have many diffusers that's actually USB ports now that you can plug into your computer or wherever you need to, and have your own little environment right around you that will help purify, uplift, kind of make you focus, the whole 9 yards. I'm creating one for my son who does have a little bit of focusing issues at school. So I'm creating that to help him, motivate him, to help him focus, calm him down enough where he's not, zinging all over the place. The benefits of using essential oils, and we all know them, but there are some that you might know them, and I'm going to read down this list real quick, so forgive me if I look down. I like being prepared as possible. I do know this off the top of my head, but it was kind of interesting to really see the list as it is. It eases depression. I know several people that have a problem with that. It boosts energy levels. So think about this: when you smell a lemon or an orange or a grapefruit, do you like, oh, that's relaxing, I just want to be here soothed? You're like, oh, wow, that's invigorating, that's awesome, I really like that, let's go. You have speeds the healing process. Like I said, I made a first aid cream, and it was amazing. It helps reduce the amount of scarring if you have a scar. It helps with boo-boos, I just said boo-boos, sorry. Shows that I'm a mom. It helps with infections. It helps with cuts, scrapes, bruises. I mean, the whole 9 yards. Eliminates headaches. There are several people out there that suffer from migraines, and they put lavender or peppermint to use, and it actually works and helps reduce the amount of the migraine, if not take it all away. It also helps with cognitive performance. Like I said, I'm making a focus oil for my son. Induces sleep for those who have sleeping problems. I do. Strengthens the immune system. It reduces pain, improves digestion, and increases circulation. So with people who have leg issues, you can make a lotion and make a lotion that you can put on and a massage them. It helps increase the circulation. Also helps with people with low blood pressure. It helps with that. So you're like, okay, that's fine, all and dandy, but what's that got to do with out in the world? So for people who, like me, who uses them in their business for massage, it's not just to relax you with a little bit of lavender or chamomile. It's not to sit there and just, the spa-like environment. It's not that. It is a detoxifying foot massage or a detoxifying body massage. There is a what's called the raindrop technique that is absolutely wonderful. It's really detoxifying, but it's also harmonizing the body and putting all the systems back into balance. You can use it for pressure point therapy. So people who are having knots, it is another method to help that knot to relax, because once you get in essential oils onto the skin, it will actually get into your bloodstream probably within, I think I wrote it down, it was like within 20 seconds, or no, 20 minutes, excuse me, it was 20 minutes. But it gets into that and helps reduce the amount of pressure, the pain, and the whole 9 yards. It's good for chakra balancing, deep relaxation massage. If you're looking to completely just snooze on the table, yes, you would use lavender, but there's so many others that are really relaxing. And for the sore muscles, like for deep tissue, there are actually blends that you can do that has a very invigorating, warming, cooling sensation, kind of like your icy hot, but a lot better for your skin instead of using that, which is a petroleum based. So if you can find something like that, that's going to be amazing. So aromatherapy is not just the hippie use that I've heard deemed recently. It's not for just us hippies. It is actually something that goes beyond, above and beyond what you really think of as aromatic, topically, and also digestible. You have to know what you really need. What I'm trying to say is, when you walk in, we're going to discuss. So if you want to have a aromatherapy massage, we're going to discuss what's going on in your life. What stress are you under? What's going on at home? What's going on at work? What do we need to work on? Is there muscles? Are you looking to relax? Are you looking to motivate? All those come into play of what I decide to use on you. There are blends, but there are also ones that we can just single notes that we can use. And so all those questions come into play when you come in for a massage. Now, it's also to the fact too, when you're at home and you're wanting to use them, it all depends on what you're doing. Are you cleaning? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? It's aromatherapy, essential oils. You have to really know what you're getting into. Do your research. There's a couple of really good companies out there. I chose what I chose because I did my research, and I have loved their fact that they took care of everything from the seed to sealing those bottles. And that's what I absolutely love about them. And it was one of the things where I always wanted to incorporate essential oils. So I found one that I would put on my clients. And I'm not going to sit there and just put ones that you can get from Walmart. Not saying that they're bad. If you want to use them in your diffuser, that's fine. But if you're looking to use them for other purposes, you really need to do your research on that. With that said, aromatherapy is just not for hippies. It is something that, it was one of the first medicines. Why not use it? It's being looked at now. There's a lot of your famous movie stars that use them. There's actually doctors that are recommending them. I had a person tell me that her mother had cancer, and they went in and found out it was cancer, and they were doing the chemo and everything. And the doctor, who is a Middle Eastern doctor, anybody who's over from Europe, France, Middle East, the whole 9 yards, they believe very, very heavily in essential oils. The French use them you can only be a doctor in France, and I've said that in one of my other videos. But England doesn't have to have a doctor, but France does. Middle Eastern, I'm not sure exactly what they have to do, but I do know that they do use them in their medical practices. So this doctor told them, if you know anybody who sells these certain brand of oils, I would incorporate that into her chemo wellness program. And she is now 24 months cancer free. And I'm not claiming that essential oils did that, but who knows? Maybe it was the added benefit of, the essential oils in her health wellness journey. Why not? You've got a children who has asthma really bad. You can use them. You have a child who has eczema. You have a child who has ADD or ADHD, and you want to help them in school and help them to focus. Essential oils are your answer. There are so many things out there. You just have to really look around, do your research. I can answer any question that you have. I love them. I use them constantly. I make my own perfumes as well. My perfume oils. As I said, I make my own soap, lotion, the whole 9 yards. My husband has high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and we use them on him as well. I use it on my son who's in college, helps him to focus. And now my other son, who I said who really needs to focus. It is in every day of your life. Essential oil is there. It's one of the first ones, like the thieves oil. The thieves oil back, during plague time. They didn't get anything, so why not use it in your house? You can keep all the bugs away. Literally, it also keeps bugs from invading your home. So why not use it in every day of your life? Think about aromatherapy as not as the flowers and the whole spa atmosphere and, oh, it's wonderful. It's not that. Aromatherapy you want to look at as another avenue of help calming you down and getting a better way. I'm going to add everything, my Facebook, Instagram, and I'm going to use my Young Living. If you want to look around and look up the oils on there, you're more than welcome to. So I'll add that little URL as well. But if you have any questions, comments, concerns, anything, don't hesitate. I'm here. This is Wellness Wednesdays. I'm Dominique, and this is all about aromatherapy. I hope you have an awesome day, and I'll talk to you soon, and have a good holiday season that's coming up.